Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Let's go. Friday show, July 28, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with fans. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com. If you're watching live, however, you are watching or listening to Woodward Sports, we absolutely appreciate you coming to you live from Dispo in Romeo, one of several locations in the Metro Detroit area, opening another location in Whitmore Lake. Braylon and Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
What's up, my guy? Braylon was here. Good times. Hey, check this out. I had a unique experience. Want to turn down just a little bit. Feels like I'm talking to everybody inside of Romeo, Michigan. But had a unique experience. Maz, how you doing over there? Want to say hello to you too before I get this story rocking and rolling. So check this out. You guys know I'm a new Lions fan. My dad played for the Lions, born and raised in Detroit. But I'm a Jets guy, 49ers guy growing up. But you guys got me to the Lions. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. They're my NFC team. I got a chance to actually talk about the Lions for the very first time as a fan. I was on the radio earlier today. ESPN, they talked about Maz and Ryan and Woodward Sports Network. Got a chance to do that. It was real fun. But it was the first time that I actually was a Lions fan, and I was speaking on Lions' behalf, and it felt good, man. So now you guys have suckered me in. You've pulled me in. I'm all no holds barred. I'm for the Detroit Lions. Can't wait to see what they do. I'm a Lions guy now. I'm a Lions guy, man. I'm a Lions guy. Thank you, man. This is the first time I'm going to say no. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I know. I guess I'm doing a show by myself.
It's all you.
So I'll start.
There you go. There it
we
is.
go. Look at that.
Okay.
Right.
Let me say what I just said then.
Maz.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, you guys can hear me. Let me say something right now. We have on our show, because of you, once again, we have a great WWE superstar in Ricochet. Wanted to get that out the way while we were fixing Ryan's technical difficulties. Ricochet is one of the high flyers in the new WWE. He's a WWE superstar. He'll be going against Logan Paul next week at SummerSlam, but we get a chance to talk to him live today. I can't wait, Maz. I'm excited. He's competed in over 18 promotions. Promotions will be WWE will be a promotion. WCW will be a promotion. NXT is promotion. He's competed in over 18, so it'll be fun to talk about him and Logan Paul coming up next Saturday.
Those Paul brothers,
They make it money. They're smart.
They know how to make money. I mean, what were they? They were just like Instagram guys at one point, and they have exploded. They are buying multi-million-dollar homes all over the country. They date the best-looking women. They got it all going. They play boxing, WWE, the whole 9 yards.
You know what they did, Maz? And Logan Paul kind of started. He and Jake Paul, obviously his brother is younger, but Logan started and Jake just took off running with it. What they did was they were influencers. They were influencers on YouTube, influencers on social media and Instagram. And what they realized is get the people what they want. People want to see the crazy. People want to see, you know what? What if these two people fight? What if you take this guy from this arena and put them together? It started off with Logan Paul, and I think his name was K-Sai or Sai or whatever his name is, two YouTube influencers. They got into it. They boxed. K-Sai won, but then they saw something. It was like, people want to see random SHIT, and they give them SHIT, but now you get the guys in USC that are on the way out. You get the guys in boxing that are on the way out. You get different sports. You get Le'Veon Bell and what's the running back? Anthony Peterson. Adrian Peterson.
They all fought.
You get Adrian Peterson, you know, so they've capitalized on a market that wants to see the what if, and they've given it to them.
I'll tell you, my daughters were telling me about the Paul brothers 6 years ago, and I'm like, They just look like a bunch of jackasses out there, but they made it, man. Hey, kudos to you guys. Congratulations. We'll have Ricochet on later. Lots of Lions talk. Got to watch Inside the Den last night. Hour and a half, but I got through it, and it was phenomenal.
Before we get to the Lions, Inside the Den, which Ryan Ermanni has been talking about, and he's absolutely right, it is a phenomenal show. I see why Hard Knocks will be no more outside of shows like Quarterback. I know you're ready to talk about it. I want you to talk about it. So Ryan and I, we give you the reins, and we got to talk about you-know-who, Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, my God. What he did in Detroit yesterday was the first time he owned the doubleheader. Matter of fact, it's the greatest doubleheader by one player in the history of Major League Baseball. Not only does he throw his first complete game, it's a one-hitter, strikes out 8 in the first game. I figured, oh, they're going to give him a nightcap off. No. Comes in, opposite field, 2-run homer. 3 innings later, hits another solo shot, number 37 and 38. He leads the league in that. He leads the league in pitching. He is the AL MVP. He is the MLB MVP. He is the greatest player to walk the face of the earth. And we got to see him here in Detroit. The few people that were there yesterday, if you guys were at the park, let us know. I wish I could have been there, but he's a phenomenon. And now the Angels, they made their decision. They're going to keep him. They're going to roll the dice. They're going to try to make the playoffs, bring Mike Trout back in maybe in another month. If those guys can start hitting, they just trade for Lucas Giolito of the White Sox. I'm rooting for the Angels. I am. My Yankees are done.
Yeah.
My Mets are done. Tigers are done. I'm rooting for the Angels. I'm a Rays guy. Love the Rays. But the Angels are a great story.
Man.
I wouldn't mind Shohei staying with the Angels when this is all said and done for what they've done.
I start here. First and foremost, Detroit is always on the highlight reel, never the team giving the highlight. Shohei Ohtani embarrassed the Detroit Tigers yesterday, and now we're a part of history yet again. Shout out to Chad. Shout out to Tim Jesse, jumped in the building. What's up, my guy? See you. My guy, Chad Johnson, the reason why all this is possible. Hey, but you know what, Matt? Let's have this real conversation. Because everybody likes to say a lot of times, like when you talk about greatest of all time, sometimes it's rushed. You want to say Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time? Well, it's rushed. You want to say that such and such? Oh, it's rushed. I'm not rushing when I say that Shohei Ohtani is the greatest athlete in the 4 major sports in the history of the world. And the reason why I say this, let me tell you like this. Everybody always says Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson made the Pro Bowl, and he made the MLB All-Star game in the same year. He had a great season with the Kansas City Royals in '89. But with that said, he wasn't the best player in baseball when he did it, and he wasn't the best player in football when he did that. Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball. He's the best player. He's one of the best pitchers. Last year, he finished 4th in the Cy Young. He's the 4th best pitcher in this conference in the Cy Young. And then also he is on pace currently to break Aaron Judge's record that he just set last year that stood for 61 years. 61 records.
He's 24 away.
61 years that record stood. He is on pace to break it in yet a year. Shohei Ohtani has put it together. What Bo Jackson could have been, what Deion could have been, what Babe Ruth could have been, we've seen Shohei Ohtani put it together. I'm tired of waiting. Sometimes you know when you know. Shohei Ohtani is the best athlete in professional sports history.
Wow, that's something. And I'm not going to say I disagree with you because, to me, as a baseball junkie, I can't get enough of watching that guy and watching the LA Dodgers. Great team, great player. God knows if he leaves the Angels next year and goes to the Dodgers, you might as well not even play the damn season.
There he is.
You might as well not play the season next year if he goes to the LA Dodgers up whatever route that is in California. So as far as putting him up there with the Tiger Woods and the Bo Jacksons and the Deion Sanders of the world, I'll put him up there with those guys, no doubt about it.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, and I don't want to jump the gun and everybody's going to look at me like I'm crazy. Look, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, Michael Phelps, I mean, Usain Bolt, Serena Williams, there have been tremendous athletes to come, but nobody has dominated 2 sides of a position. I mean, 2 sides of a sport on different sides of it. I mean, this is ridiculous. To pitch a shutout, and then
a one-hitter.
To pitch a one-hitter point shutout and then follow it up with 2 home runs, like that's legitimately something different. That's legitimately something different. That's like Michael Jordan going out and in the afternoon game dropping 65, and then in the evening game he's locking down Magic for 0 points, or he's locking down Kobe for 0 points, or LeBron is locking down Kawhi Leonard for 0 points. They don't operate like that. 81 games this guy has to play that at home. 81 games on the road. Man, this is something special that this kid can do that. Ryan, I ask you a question. Will we see more Shohei Ohtanis with nutrition being what it is, being what families are doing, with the sport, the athletes, with the program being vetted and tested? Will we see more Shohei Ohtanis in the future?
Well, Shohei Ohtani we've never seen anything like it before. Will we see it again? I'm sure we will see it attempted. At this scale, probably not. I mean, how often do you see Roger Clemens on the mound? There aren't too many Roger Clemens in the game. How many times do you see Barry Bonds out there? I mean, there are only so many Barry Bonds. This guy is Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds rolled into one player. And he's just as fast as the fastest guys in the MLB. Just think about how rare he is if he was just a pitcher or a hitter.
This is true.
Let alone try to be all wrapped up into one. Shout out to the crew here. JB, Gabby, Parker, Lucas, intern, IA over here, intern Alex. These guys are tremendous. They moved us inside from outside because of the threatening weather, and I just want to they don't get enough recognition for doing great work, and I just want to thank them. They don't get enough recognition, and I want to acknowledge them right now, hustling to get us inside.
You know how they operate? When I went to the Grand Prix this year, I got a chance to visibly see inside the pit crew. I got a chance to see how they operate. I got the chance to see when those cars come in for that, whoop, 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 and in and out. This is a pit crew. Supposed to be outside, they move us inside. Your audio isn't working, they fix the audio. Pit crew is the best in the business.
We'll see, just going back to the Shohei Ohtani real quick, Maz, will we see it again at this scale? Who knows? Will it be attempted? Shohei Ohtani might get $60, $70 million a year. When you're starting to throw that kind of money around, you can bet your bottom dollar that the next great kid coming up is going to want to at least attempt it. How many times do you see the best pitcher on a high school kid is also the shortstop, which means if he's the shortstop, he can also hit? How many times is the center fielder, the pitcher, and the hitter? The best pitcher on a high school team 80% of the time is also probably the best hitter on a high school baseball team, and he also plays shortstop or center field.
You hit the nail on the head, and that was my question. I played baseball. Baseball was my first love. I played it in Georgia. I played it here in Michigan. I played on travel teams. I played in high school. And I've always wondered, I've seen pitchers that could hit home runs. I've seen pitchers that were the best hitters on the team, as you say. You're absolutely correct. So I always wonder, you see pitchers that can hit in college, but it never was going the full rate, going to AA, then AAA, and then the MLB as pitchers and hitters. You see rarely, like a Tom Glavine is a guy that could hit the ball. You see random pitchers. But now, is there a such thing as where, I go back to where nutrition is, where the hitting cycle is, where these camps have you? Kids are getting developed at a younger and younger and younger age. And you look at Shohei Ohtani, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He's eating the right stuff, and he's had the right camps along life. I think you will start to see some more Shohei Ohtanis. I mean, look at LeBron James. LeBron James, 20 years in the MLB. I guess Mike Phelps would have been one of the first ones, Serena Williams. There are some players that are starting to fit into this iconic realm, and I think you see it more and more and more. But Shohei, what he did, I can't see it anytime soon.
Maz, how long does he do both? What is he, 28, 29 years old?
Yeah, that's it. He's got 10 great years left in him. He's not going to be able to do both.
That's my question.
Yeah, he's going to have to give up pitching because he's such a great hitter. You're not going to sit a 50 home run guy down on your bench that hits for 300 and steals 20 bases. He's going to play in the field. He could play outfield. He's a terrific outfielder, and he'll be a DH. He could play 10, 12 years if he stays healthy, and we pray that he stays healthy and wins a couple championships, because the kids that don't like baseball, that don't know it, have to see him in the postseason. They got to see what this guy is all about. No one's watching the Angels.
They did make a trade yesterday to get Lucas Giolito away from the Chicago White Sox. That is going to help them. They are 3 games back of the wild card, 6 games back in the AL West. Guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to get into the Detroit Lions. Inside the Den last night, the episode that takes you inside the war room, essentially, for the Detroit Lions on draft night. What a scene that was, the entire night of it. It was incredible television. Who needs Hard Knocks when you have Inside the Den? We're going to talk about that next, get you caught up on what happened out there today, first day of pads. But first, and as Braylon mentioned, we have Ricochet as well, WWE SummerSlam on Saturday, August 5th at Ford Field. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. All you have to do is visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods on Mack Avenue. If you can't visit the steak shop, they've got those grab-and-go steaks. You can order online. They ship anywhere next day. Fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com.
Source, aged, prime, cut, packed to perfection.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. The heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Hey, welcome back. Oh, Cintron.
As for Cintron, how would you like to win a Las Vegas getaway for $100,000? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win the $100,000 Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas. Buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with the great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best versions of themselves. Remember, drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Hey, welcome back. We are live at Dispo in Romeo, one of their fine locations here. We want to thank Sean Dabish, the entire crew out here at Dispo. Just one of the most tremendous sights, I think, visually, you've ever seen if you walked into a facility like this here at Dispo Cannabis.
Yeah, man, every time I come here, like, you're reminded just of how large this place is. And I love they sell the individual suites now. You got Hyman has a suite, Sauce has a suite, the Dirty Mitten has a suite down there. And these are the spots that those particular brands, they rent out, and then you can have anybody come in there and buy their product straight out of there. It's dope. And then you go in there, man, you're talking about rec only. They have everything back there. And the service Service. I cannot overstate how good the service here is at Dispo Romeo. But that's Dispo, all 12 locations around the state, including the new one in Whitmore Lake, right by Ann Arbor. Area code 734, exit 49. Shout out Dispo.
If you come out here to the Romeo location today, you've got T-Burger's food truck out there made with homemade potato buns. I'm hearing this is the greatest cheeseburger you've ever had in your life. Legit. Also, our friend Summer with Yogurt to Go is out here as well. But I want to get to the Detroit Lions. Inside the Den 2023 episode 3 dropped last night on YouTube. Who needs Hard Knocks when you have this type of access? You always wanted to be inside a draft room, inside a war room. I think every sports fan, every football fan, that's one of their dreams. I wonder what it's like on draft night inside. Well, you got a look last night inside the war room. Here is an interaction between Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell when the Lions were on the clock at 6. This is courtesy of Inside the Den.
Enjoy the battle. Oh my God. I appreciate you too. That was great. It's the highest counter. Oh man. I know.
In Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes when they got Broderick Martin.
How bad did
round.
Dan Campbell want Broderick Martin?
Yeah.
He really wanted him, and they were so happy that he landed on their board. They looked at their board, and they're like, holy cow, he's the highest guy on our board, and he's there. They couldn't believe it, and they were – Dan Campbell, I think, it might have been his favorite pick besides Jack Campbell.
Well, they couldn't believe it, and you saw these just an overarching theme of the night. The room, just let me take you back to the number 6 pick. They were prepared to take Jahmyr Gibbs at 6. Then the phone rang, and it was Arizona. And they were trying to play this game of Russian roulette. Is Gibbs going to be there at 12? And they took a shot, and he was. When he was there at 12, Braylon, the room exploded. It was almost like they won the lottery. That's how they felt, because they took a gamble moving from 6 to 12, and he was there. It exploded. And they did win the lottery. They felt like they won the lottery by taking Jahmyr Gibbs at 12.
See, this goes back to what I talk about Brad Holmes being his own guy, being his own man, and Detroit Lions, he and Dan Campbell, when they are together, those guys are on the same, they're always together. They're on the same page. Remember when the Detroit Lions drafted Jahmyr Gibbs at 12? Remember the outrage from the NFL community, if you will, the fan base. Who the hell is Jahmyr Gibbs at 12? The rest of the people watching the draft, who is this? The Detroit Lions would have drafted him at 6. The Detroit Lions knew who they wanted. They knew who fit their system. They knew what they wanted. He vets the process. He understands the players that are going to fit to make the Detroit Lion grit model continue to move forward. They knew who they wanted. They took a chance, and they still got him at 12. That's why they were that excited. But what I'm excited about is not that they were that excited at 12. I'm excited that they were going to draft him at 6 and took a chance and waited till 12, and it worked out. You hit the nail on the head the other day, Maz. You talked about things going wrong in Detroit. Like, no matter how good you think things are, something happens to remind you that this is the same old Lions. Things are starting to stack up for you to believe this isn't the same regime. This isn't the same bad luck Lions. Things are happening for the Lions. You look at C.J. Gardner-Johnson the other day going down. It's not that big of a deal. You look at this. Oh, well, Jahmyr Gibbs at 12. No, they wanted him at 6. And they got him at 12 and also was able to get Jack Campbell at 18.
Hey, instead of getting one player, they rolled the dice, and they got both players they wanted. We have that video now from Inside the Den. This is when they were on the phone with Arizona trying to move up.
Gibbs, that was easy. So, yeah, we'd have been comfortable at 6 and did it. But when you get into having an opportunity to maximize that 6 overall pick, we couldn't be any more thrilled with how that came out.
What's up, man? You ready to come on? Give me 1 second, I'll call you back. Arizona, that's a problem.
The thing I love about this is great for the running back position. The reason why this is great for the running back position is all week, what have we been talking? Actually, for the last 3 weeks, what have we been talking about? How the running back position is not valued. The running back position is not respected. Guys are having to sign contracts that aren't necessarily worth their value. You know what? They should stop playing running back. Kids should now want to play wide receiver, quarterback only, DB only. They don't want to play running back. The fact that the Detroit Lions came out and said, we would have taken him at 6, but they still took him at 12. Bijan Robinson goes in the first round, top 10. This is good for the running back position because the running backs can say, you know what, the hell with that. There still is a space for the running back. And if I'm special enough, then a team will find me, a team will plug me in a place to be worth my value. I love that for the running back position.
You know what I also love is throughout the episode last night, you saw this theme of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. And to me, it's so darn inspiring as a Lions fan. I'm not sure you've ever seen this relationship. Now, this is with more cameras. We're seeing a look inside more. But I'm not sure you've ever seen this type of relationship between head coach and general manager before. And it's real. It's not fake. It's not forced. It's not for the cameras. They are so in sync with one another that you can't help but have that culture shift. You want to know why this culture has changed with the Detroit Lions? Sure, Sheila Ford, Sheila Hamp. She has done everything right, seemingly. You know, she hired Chris Spielman to help with the coaching search, to help with the GM search. And this hierarchy of the organization is so together, Braylon Edwards. I'm not sure you have this relationship. I mean, we're partial to our Lions.
Right.
But let me say this. I know they have not had this in the existence of the Detroit Lions.
No, they haven't. And
not here.
No, they haven't had that in existence of the Detroit Lions, not here in terms of having a 3-level partnership where the owner, the general manager, and the coach are all on the same page. And you're seeing that. I guarantee you, when they bought in Dan Campbell, who they bought in first, then Brad Holmes, when they bought those guys in like that, everybody was like, oh, shoot. The GM didn't get a chance to pick the head coach. That was a big thing.
That's a great point.
You
forget about that.
It's a big. You forget about it because of how well they work together.
Right.
They are all on the same page, man. They meet, they talk. You can tell they speak and move as one. They're different people, 100%, but they move as one, and they're on the same page, and that's why the Lions are going to be successful. When they probably came into a meeting, now I'm speculating, but based on how they're doing, the speculation could be true. When they came in, it's like, how can we change the Detroit Lions? Like, I'm talking about the Detroit Lions from the 80s, the 70s, the 90s, the 2000s, the one my dad played for. It's like, how can we be different? Well, 3 levels have never been on the same page. Like Terry Foster comes on the show and always says, 3 Mile Island. It's their fault. Well, it's their fault. Well, it's their fault. It's a consistent circles of pointing fingers, never being on the same page. What was wrong with the Quentin Trisha era? What was wrong with the Matt Millen? What was wrong? They looked at all of that and said, it's that we all have to be on the same team, and we got to build this thing up. It's just like it's just like Metropolitan in Detroit. There are potholes that they fix every year. They know that if they really want to fix those potholes to where they don't need to fix them again, they got to go under 6 feet deep. But they never go 6 feet deep. They always go about 4 feet deep. They do a surface. It works for the winter. Winter comes. Winter messes up again. Then they got to start over. They keep just being surface with it. You know, putting makeup on it or putting
lipstick on a pig.
Putting cologne on stink. You can't. Eventually, the stink comes through. They said we got to go deeper than those 4 feet. We got to go deeper than those 6 feet. We got to go all the way down 10 feet, 12 feet deep, and build it up so that it doesn't fall again like the Empire State Building mass.
Listen, guys, this new regime with Sheila leading, first thing she does, she's Sheila Hamp. She's not Sheila Ford Hamp. I'm just saying.
That's a big thing. You're right.
That's a little thing. But she makes the move. She hires this new regime. What do? They mend fences with Barry Sanders. They mend fences with Calvin Johnson.
Great point,
Those two guys were very much involved welcoming the rookies in when they were coming in to talk to the press the day after the draft. Calvin Johnson was there talking them up. Barry Sanders rode in the limo with Jahmyr Gibbs talking, just little stuff. And to see Barry sitting there, you know, the way he looks now, he's like a regular old dude now. Who would know that he was the greatest running back of all time? He's sitting there with Jahmyr Gibbs, who was the most humble kid I have ever seen. I think this kid is like a dynamite. He's like a stick of dynamite ready to explode. And Jack Campbell riding with who? Chris Spielman.
Yeah.
I told you guys that was Chris Spielman's pick from the get-go. I don't know if he didn't pick him.
Yeah.
I know that. But he is the linebacker, probably the greatest linebacker, one of them in Lions history. And here he is riding with Jack Campbell saying, hey, you got it all. You got everything. I think Chris Spielman wants to play again, just watching Jack Campbell, who is even more humble than Jahmyr Gibbs. They go for the best people and the best players. I'm so impressed with what they did. It's just great the way this whole thing, it's kumbaya at Allen Park, and we needed it after what the hell we've been going through.
And here comes the second round, and Sam Laporta and Brian Branch are just as humble as those two guys. You're absolutely right. They're picking a certain kind of individual. But just getting back to the Jahmyr Gibbs thing and Barry Sanders, icons, and yes, I use the word icon because he is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time. I don't want to have this discussion. It isn't up for discussion unless you say OG or Sweetness, and then I may back off. Barry Sanders and icons like him, Ryan, they don't validate people just for the sake of the organization. They don't validate people just to make that person feel good and give him a better shot to be a better player. Icons and GOATs, they don't validate people unless it's worthy of being validated. That's something I paid attention to. Barry validating him, that's not just somebody saying, yo, that's Barry Sanders saying, I'm putting my neck, my reputation on the line that he's going to be that good. That's what I saw.
You know, it's so funny, too. You mentioned those car rides. Barry's talking to Jahmyr Gibbs about his chain. He's like, "What's that?" I see all the kids wearing.
That's my name.
I see. He's like, "It's my name." And then Gibbs is like, "You'd have one too if you were playing." And he's like, "I probably would." But you've got Gibbs and Barry talking, "Oh, you know what you do growing up, playing basketball, this, that, the other." Calvin Johnson's talking about something else, and then you have Jack Campbell and Chris Spielman talking about footwork and ball.
Right.
Just talking about football.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to tell you,
it's so funny.
That's all Spielman's about.
Just ball.
You know what I love about this even more? The franchises I were at that had success, Maz and Ryan, like the franchises that had Super Bowl wins, the franchises that had been to Super Bowls, the franchises that they get it, you respect them, they had the former players, the icon, the legends community. They were always around. I can't tell you how many times I saw Jerry Rice when I was in 49ers camp and when I was in 49ers games. I can't tell you how many times I saw Joe Klecko and the Sack Exchange, or the New York Sack Exchange, and number 12, Joe Namath. I can't tell you how many times I saw Walter, the left tackle, Walter Smith.
Walter Jones.
I can't tell you how many times I saw Walter Jones, enough to forget his name, but I can't tell you how many times I saw Walter Jones. Warren Moon was there. Stevie Largent was around. The communities that win, the Steelers community, the teams that win Super Bowls, they have a legends community that is very active and very present in their current administration. You name a team, I'll name you the veterans that are there.
Guys, we're going to take a break. What's going on with the Detroit Lions now on the field today in Allen Park for the first time in pads? We'll get you updated on some of that as well. But we are going to go over to Tom Mazawey because why? We want to fill you in on a message from Big Boy.
Yes, sir. You know it's Strawberry Fest at Big Boy. Get on down there while it's still summer because at breakfast you want to start off with the strawberry hot cakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffles. If you're not in the mood for breakfast, maybe do a little brunch or lunch. The strawberry bacon chicken wrap is delicious, as is the refreshing summer splash salad and those desserts. That's why I'm going to Big Boy. That's right. It's the classic strawberry pie. You get that, the deep-fried vanilla Oreo, the strawberry hot fudge cake, or just go in there and say, give me a Big Boy at your local Big Boy.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit. But we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
That rookie, he is something else. How big is that?
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hey, gang, want to let you know about Outdoor Equipment Company. Maz passed it on the way here. Outdoor Equipment Company, your childhood may be over, but playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company, your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, parts, carrying top brands such as LS Tractor, Steel, Bad Boy, and more. It services the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more, visit this website right here, OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com, your power equipment playground.
I passed it on my way in today.
What I just said.
Yeah?
You were paying attention.
Well, I can't
I'm
hear.
glad you were. You can't hear. You're hard of hearing, aren't you?
Hard of
man?
hearing.
Hard of hearing. Hey, just the last thing about last night's episode of Inside the Den before we move forward on what's going on today, and high praise for Panay Sewell. We'll get to that in just a couple of seconds. But Sheila Hamp. This theme last night, we got more access. I would dare say we got more access to Sheila Hamp in the last 12 months than you had to Lions ownership over the last 20 years.
Keep going.
50 years.
There you go.
In the last 12 months, Sheila has been out there. She has been in front of the camera. Even this last night, she was all over the place. She was very involved with the players. And as a player, Braylon Edwards, when your owner gets on the phone with you, when your owner comes in the locker room, when the owner's getting game balls, when the head coach is speaking so highly of the owner in front of the players, and she knows everything about every single player, that means something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely does. You know, I look at the situation when I was in Cleveland. Randy Lerner was the owner. He inherited the team, as Maz knows, from his father, Al Lerner, who owned the team. He's the one that brought the team back from the death, if you will. You know, he wasn't really there. He wasn't really around, and we never really saw him. And you didn't see him in 2005. You know, I get injured. I don't really see him when I get injured. So, yeah, I'm like, well, the owner doesn't care. You know, it's crazy. You know, 2006 comes around. He's not really around. Then all of a sudden something happens. We got good in 2007. We were 7-1 at home. We were 10-6. We should have made the playoff. He was around a lot that year, but we felt a certain way about him. It was like, man, you weren't here when we sucked. Now all of a sudden you want to be here. You look at Paul Allen, like rest in peace to Paul Allen, one of the founders of Microsoft. He was a guy that was never around, but it worked. Like, he was never around, but it worked. He gave everything that they needed. He was very a part of that process. But Woody Allen was always around. You saw him all the time. Jed York was always around. You saw him. That's the owners of the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. We're the New York Jets now. Well, they got Aaron Rodgers. They won that sweepstakes, and now they're on the chance to possibly give themselves a chance to win the Super Bowl. The 49ers have been great as long as I can remember. Ownership is key, and now Sheila is Miss Ham. I got to call you Miss Ham.
That's right.
Miss Ham is starting to see that in order to be successful, owners got to be around. Like, owners got to be around. The last about 10 Super Bowls you've seen, NHL Stanley Cups, you look at the World Series, you look at the NBA Finals, the Larry O'Brien, the owner is around. The owner will be around, whether it's Kraft, whether it's the Hunt family, whether it doesn't matter. The owners are going. Stan Kroenke, when the Rams just won the Super Bowl. Stan Kroenke, when the the Colorado Avalanche won. The owners are around. They're no longer hiding. They're no longer letting people speak for them. They're no longer letting their words, their ideas, their thoughts getting misconstrued. Oh, you know what? I didn't say that. Well, you know what? If you were around, then we knew you didn't say that. She's realizing the only way to be a successful owner in 2023 in today's professional landscape, you got to be around. You got to let people get access to you. You got to let people hear what you're actually thinking.
There's no doubt about that. I totally agree with you. Guys, I want to move forward to this year's team, right? A lot of expectations, and it doesn't get any bigger than Penei Sewell. I think the sky is the absolute limit for this guy. Yeah. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about the Lions' right tackle.
Yeah, I can't say enough great things about Sewell. I mean, there's a reason why he was the first pick we had 2 years ago, because we wanted to build around a guy like him. He's our foundation, man. He's one of those pillars that we talk about. But I mean, he's something else. He's a man on a mission. I feel like we're a team on a mission, but he is a man on a mission. And you talk about being wired right, a guy that comes in every day, puts in the work, and he's got so much ability, but he's got the right attitude too. And I think that's what makes him dangerous if you're the opponent. So he's right where he needs to be. And if he loses, it bothers him bad. And that's what you want, You want a guy who believes that there's no way he should lose any rep, no matter who he's playing.
Want to courtesy Nolan Bianchi for that Twitter clip or X clip. I don't know what to say. What do we say? Do we X now? Do we Zeet?
I don't know what the hell we do, but I know that Penei Sewell's blocks.
Yeah.
I know Penei Sewell on that right side. He shores it up for Matthew Stafford. He shores it up for their passing game, and he also dominates in the running game as well. If you look at Pro Football Focus right now, it depends on what I'm looking for. I look at different sites. Pro Football Focus, when I'm looking for how they rank and rate certain people, they have him listed right now as the 10th rated tackle in the NFL. Ryan Ermanni, I didn't say right tackle. I said the 10th rated tackle in the NFL, ahead of individuals that are getting paid, in front of individuals that have been on Super Bowl teams in the last couple of years, and he's worth it.
Is he a top 60 player?
Yes, he is. Whenever you start to list, so let me get to how they rank first, and I'll give you my opinion. Whenever you start to list guys in the top 10 of tackles are the reason you win Super Bowls. When you can protect the quarterback, you can win the Super Bowl. When you can give the quarterback just that much time to get that pass over to Travis Kelce, over the middle, so you get it on 4th and 3, tackles are what help you win Super Bowls on the offensive side. For him to be 10th, the way I equate it, if he's 10th, he should be 60th. Like if he's 10th, he should be no lower than 60th. But he's also a damn good player that wants to get better. How often do you see guys come out and say, I want to be a leader this year in year 3. I want to be better than I was in year 2, which is already on the Pro Bowl run. Like, he is taking those strides where he's vocal, he's out loud, he's outranked his player, he's the best lineman on his team. I love Frank Ragnow, but Penei Sewell is the best lineman on that team now. It's going to be fun to see what he does, and I'm glad that, if you will, Brad Holmes has staggered his offensive lineman, because you'll have Penei Sewell and guys for the future, man.
I'll tell you, I always break chops, and, I love Penei Sewell.
Here comes the
But
Micah.
I always say Micah Parsons. Penei Sewell, he's going to wear a gold jacket one day. He's going to be one of the highest paid tackles in the game. They love him. That was their guy. He sat out a year in college because of COVID. Lions took him with a year down. They took a chance. They knew they wanted this guy. There's Micah Parsons, guys like that don't come around too often. Guys like this don't come around too often either. He is a humble man and gets better. And you know what? He's a lean, mean, fighting machine this year. He looks outstanding. And he earned my love the day he stood up to Aaron Donald. I bring it up a lot, but to me, that was the coolest thing I saw that entire Lions year.
No doubt. Guys, more on the Lions coming up. We're also expected to be joined by Ricochet. SummerSlam, WWE SummerSlam is Saturday, August 5th.
I'm
week
in the building.
From tomorrow at Ford Field. Ricochet is going to be taking on Logan Paul. Limited tickets still available. Premium event exclusively on Peacock. We are expected to be joined by King Ricochet. We'll do that next. Also, we'll talk Lions. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means that you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, shit. Go in.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
When we talk about expectations and pressure, I feel like pressure is kind of from interior. So if you put a lot on yourself, if you kind of feed yourself into that mindset, you're going to kind of get overwhelmed, right? But if you come out here each and every day like it's the same game I played since I was 2 years old, or same game since I was on the island, just the same passion. So all that, it is what it is, but I'm going to come out here because I love to do it.
And that was Panay Sewell. Panay Sewell talking about the pressure. That video courtesy of Danny Rogers, DetroitLions.com. Welcome in. We are live from Dispo in Romeo. We've got a new location as well in Whitmore Lake. We're going to be joined by Brian Maddock, branding manager, in our next hour. If you come out to Romeo today, T Burger's food truck is here, Yogurt to Go. My girl Summer is here. We are having a lot of fun. Come on out to Dispo. Braylon, just quickly before we wrap up talking about Panay Sewell, when you have a player that you can have all the talent in the world, but when you want to be great, which it sounds like Panay Sewell has that gene, that want to be great, that's pretty special.
Yeah, the big thing is about pressure. You know, a lot of people don't want to accept pressure. Pressure, that's the reason why that cliche is old as time, but it still works. Pressure bust pop or make diamonds. Guys that want that pressure, they make diamonds. Like, Ryan, when you want that pressure, when you want to speak up, when you're saying, hey, you know what, I want to take more of a leadership role, that's saying, hey, if things don't work out, I'm taking the blame for things. Like, when you step up and say, I want to be a leader, if the line has a bad game and the line gives up, let's say 3 sacks, the line has a couple offsides penalties, they're going to look for the leader of that offensive line to point at and say, they did bad, but it's this guy who's leading the team. He's taking that. He wants that position. He wants you to point the finger at him. In my estimation and in my past and what I've dealt with, the guys that want that pressure, the guys that stand up, first of all, they don't live in Columbus, I tell you that. But the guys that want that pressure, those are the guys that are en route to getting that Hall of Fame gold jacket. Those are guys that are on the way to make their team better. Those are guys that don't care about the money. They don't care about the extra things. They care about winning. They feel like they got drafted They feel like a team took a chance on them. So, shoot, they're like, yo, you took a chance on me, I'm going to make you right. And that's what Penei Sewell is trying to do.
No doubt about it. Maz, you like Penei Sewell, don't you?
I do, man. I told you, I wanted Micah Parsons. This guy, I'm as happy as a pig, and you know what, having him on my team.
Very good. Good job, Maz. I know you're doing the best you can over there. Poor Maz can't hear a word we're saying. He's trying to make it sound like he can. You're doing good, Maz. You're not high, are you? Are you high?
I'm not. Maybe I should be.
It's not bad. See if we got some edibles for you up here, man.
What do we got? We got any weed for Maz to smoke? Maz, would you smoke weed or would you?
No, I don't even know how to smoke.
What do you mean you don't know how to
I've never smoked in my life.
I understand.
I don't know what to do.
What do you mean you don't know what to do?
What do you do?
You smoking
you just, like blow it out? What do you do?
Let me see one of those pre-rolls, right? Let me see,
Here, this is Braylon on the pre-roll. Is this a pre-roll in there?
This is a pre-roll. Let me see what you got.
Take it.
You got designer.
Can you light it up in here?
No, I would never.
No,
do that.
you would never do that. You can't smoke inside.
No. You don't want to mess with government contracts.
Braylon and D-Mac got to give me a lesson.
Would you smoke weed?
No, I don't want to smoke.
No, you wouldn't smoke. Just do your.
Just give me your little gummy here and there. I'll be fine.
If you want to get a lesson, I get the lesson from D-Mac. Like, D-Mac can tell you about the different types of flour. Like, he can really break down the hybrids, the sativa. He can break it down with the indica. I just smoke. I look and say, hey, yo, tell me I love runts. I take some edibles. I'll ask them, hey, what sounds good? What tastes good? Smoke it, I'm good. D-Mac can actually break it down from the scientific/botanist.
I know, but by the time he's done, I'll be out cold.
He's going to tell you the region where the soil came from.
Now, you want to get the soil from Ecuador, because if you get it in Ecuador, he's going to break down the analytics of weed smoking.
That's so good, Maz. You are an absolute treasure.
Cannabis.
You are an absolute treasure. Hey, by the way, Sam Laporta, as we expected, has earned first-team reps. He's out there today, first-team huddle at tight end, a second-round pick. Sam Laporta, first tight end taken off the board. That's an upgrade at that position.
It's another good situation for the Detroit Lions. You know, they waited on Jahmyr Gibbs. They wanted to take him at 6. They got him at 12. They wanted Sam Laporta. Look, Sam Laporta, to me, in my estimation, was the best tight end. I liked him a little bit better than Dalton Kincaid because I like the yards after the catch. I like the route running ability. I like the fact that in this new NFL, like, we don't see Travis Kelce block a lot. So I don't need to see – I'm about to sneeze, excuse me.
Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. Oh, bless you.
That was a big one. At least I gave you guys a heads up. But with Sam Laporta, I thought he was the best tight end. I thought he's better than Dalton Kincaid, who went to the Bills. I thought he was a first-round talent. So the Lions lucked up again. And you get Sam Laporta. He's going to be smooth, man. Like, I'm telling you, the tight end space is wide open right now for a tight end to come in and be in the top 7, to be in the top 10, to be one of the best in the league, man. That tight end space is real fickle right now, with the exception of a couple players.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest on the line right now. WWE SummerSlam, Saturday, August 5th at Ford Field. And Ricochet is going to be taking on Logan Paul. Limited tickets still available in the building. Premium event exclusively on Peacock at 8 p.m. Ricochet, are you there, my friend? Thank you so much for the time.
I'm right here. What's up? Can you hear me?
Hold on, Ricochet. We can hear you. First of all, let me get you in the game. You talk about a guy that's a one-time Intercontinental Champion, a one-time NXT Champion, a one-time United States Champion. You're also talking about a guy that is Mr. High Flyer right now, Mr. Flip out your ring and get this party started. Mr. Battle, anybody you want, it doesn't matter. Set him up, I'll knock him down. King Ricochet. We had to do it right that time, Ricochet.
that was great. That was great. I need you with me all the time. You and Sam. I need y'all with me all the time.
100%, man. Big supporters here, man. I talked to Big E last night, who's a friend of the show, a friend of myself. Told me to tell you hello. I was trying to get some dirt, get some sneaky questions, but you lucked up. Big E had nothing to say, but he did say hi.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, guys. What's up? What y'all got for me? What y'all doing today? What are we doing?
So, look, I'm a huge WWE fan, and so is my boy JB, who's over there in the technical and audio booth. Right now, we will be at SummerSlam, excited to see you. But I'm here to get to know Ricochet. I'm getting to know who the man is behind the flips and the mask. I go as deep as Lucha Underground back in the days when you were Prince Puma. But just talk about the journey from, you competed in over 17 promotions. Talk about the journey when you started to get to WWE and to be, headlining an event like SummerSlam in Detroit, my home city.
Oh man, where do you even start? I mean, so I guess I had started. So October will be 20 years that I've been doing this now. I started in somebody's backyard, actually, as a 14-year-old kid. I started training. And then I had my very first match, like, in front of people that's not just you and your friends.
Yeah.
I had my very first match, like, the day I turned 15 on my birthday. So my wrestling anniversary and my birthday are the same day. So it's always easy for me to remember. But, yeah, man, it's been a journey. It's hard to even explain. I mean, you just start out as this little kid who's traveling, because in Kentucky, that's where I'm from, you can't wrestle until you're 18 because there's a commission. You have to, like, get your license and you have to do this whole thing. So I didn't even wrestle in Kentucky. I wrestled Tennessee or Illinois, anywhere I could, Alabama, Missouri. I'd wrestle Virginia. I'd wrestle anywhere I could that was obviously not Kentucky, just to get those reps in, just to get that experience. And then even, you know, in this business, people, you got to pay your dues and stuff. So as a kid, I'm sitting there wrestling some of these guys who are so much older than me, and they're like just beating me up, just beating me up, saying, you know, paying your dues, kid. But then afterwards, you go back to the back and you just shake their hand. You say, great match. Thank you, guys. But then, you know, you do it so long, and then you build a reputation, and then a bigger company kind of notices. And I got lucky because I had someone that traveled with me. We went everywhere. He drove, and we went everywhere, and he would film it. He would make a little video, and he would send it out to other companies. And then they saw us, and then other companies saw us. You know what I mean? It was just kind of, you know, for one, obviously hard work, you know, putting in the time, but then getting lucky and, you know, having somebody there to help me, and then having other people, you know, to help me get to where I need to get. So it's all about having help. It's having the right people around you. And then again, like I was saying earlier to another person, like, if you don't have, like, the core values of, like, hard work, you know, determination, like putting the time in, paying, like, if you don't already have that, like, it's going to be a hard road. But, like, where I grew up from, it was already rough anyway. So anything to get out of there, I was kind of, you know, willing to do, to just, you know, get out of where I was from. And then from there, it just got bigger and bigger, man.
Talking to WWE superstar King Ricochet ahead of next week's SummerSlam. You know, you talk about paying dues. Hold on, let me take a step back. Congratulations. I heard you had a new husband, wife Samantha. Congratulations on your nuptials.
Yeah, she's the best.
Had to throw that out there for sure, for sure. You talk about paying dues. Well, it leads me to my next question. You're wrestling the guy in Logan Paul who kind of came up through YouTube, came up through and being an influencer. He hasn't necessarily paid his dues. How do you feel when you get in the ring with a guy like that who's shown some talent, but he hasn't done the 20-year journey that you've done? You look at guys that have done that. Is that a good thing? Is that something behind the locker room, or do we make more of it as fans that are looking like, why they pumping this guy up, man? Ricochet deserves it more.
So for me, I personally, I don't take anything personal.
Okay.
It's never personal. So when something like this happens, like you said, he in some way did something to get enough, I don't know, value to come to the WWE in his own way. And same as I did enough to gain enough value for them to bring me to the WWE in my own way. And so, again, I don't want to say, because again, you got to watch what you say nowadays.
And we definitely.
So I don't want
Heaven
to say.
forbid, we don't want to offend anybody, Ricochet.
Yeah, you know, so I don't want to say like it's an old school mentality of like, you got to pay your dues, kid. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be, but like, the mentality nowadays is everyone has done something to gain the value to be where they're at now. And like, I'm not going to hate on him because of where he's at now, you know, because I've seen him at, you know, the photos and stuff at the Performance Center with Shawn Michaels and some of the guys down there really putting in the work to try to get better at it. You know what I mean? He's putting in the time to watch wrestling. He's putting in the time to like study, like, and that's really, you know, kind of what we just respect what we do. It's not necessarily you know what I mean, you got to put in 20 years, but you got to understand what we do and what we've done for so long and why it means so much to us.
Hey, Ricochet, I appreciate that. I keep stealing the
Really
questions.
kind
I
of
apologize to Maz.
Braylon's very excited, Ricochet.
I'm stealing all the questions. I promise this is my last question/statement.
No, it's all good.
You just brought up Shawn Michaels. You know, and my favorite wrestler growing up is and was Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels, yourself, you guys aren't necessarily the Braun Strowman, the Drew McIntyre, the smaller guys. But the reason why I always gravitated towards you guys because it didn't matter. I watched Bret Hart beat Yokozuna. I watched Bret Hart beat Hulk Hogan. I watched Bret Hart beat the Phenom. And I've watched you take on Drew McIntyre with everything you had and everything he had. It took everything for him to beat you. I've seen you with Baron Corbin. I've seen you with Braun. I've seen you with the bigger guy. What is it about you guys that just doesn't care? You rise to the occasion and you create these great matches and you beat these and take these Goliaths down. Talk about that mentality. I've always been very, very, very intrigued.
Man, I think it's just the mentality of you want to be the best or you want to show people that you can be the best. And I think in order to do that, like, even if we were bigger, you know, even if the Shawns and Bretts and Rey Mysterios were big guys instead, they would still have to go through those guys to show that they're the best. It's just that we don't get the size. We're not Psycho Sid. We're not Vader. You know, we don't get the size to go through those guys. We gotta use what we have, what we were given. So even if, you know, like again, Roman, he has to go through Braun, he has to go through Drew, and he has to go through all those guys just as much as I would have to go through those guys. It's just he's doing it his way. And so Bret did it his way, Shawn did it his way, Ray did it his way, and now I'm doing it my way. We're just using what we have to show everybody that we are the best and we belong here, and we're going to do it our way.
Ricochet, last question for you, and I can't thank you enough for your time here with us on Woodward Sports. We are very excited to hold this event in Detroit. We feel like Detroit is a big event city. We have held 2 WrestleManias, one of the biggest events of all time, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 23. You've got a SummerSlam now. Do you guys who travel around all the time and have live performances, do you get up even more for an event like SummerSlam? This isn't just a monthly pay-per-view. And granted, this, you know, WrestleMania is the creme de la creme, but we've always placed SummerSlam as that second one behind WrestleMania. How do you guys characterize it, and do you give a little bit extra in an event like this?
I mean, absolutely. Obviously, WrestleMania is the Mecca. It's the biggest one. There's no argument. But then as far as, like, specifically me personally, like, for me, like, Royal Rumble and SummerSlam have always been 2 that have been so – I've been – back in, like, 02 SummerSlam was one of my favorite pay-per-views, or PLEs, what you would call it. 02 SummerSlam was one of my favorites. That, you know, the Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio match, obviously Rock, Brock, Shawn, and Triple H, like, so like SummerSlam for me, it means a lot. And so to now be able to go out there and hopefully give the audience a memory that they're going to have later in life when they're talking about how, you know, the 2023 SummerSlam was one of their favorites because of X, Y, and Z, and hopefully Ricochet. But yeah, SummerSlam, again, from a lifelong fan, has always been, like you said, if not number 2, it's number 3, or whichever one, you know, between Royal Rumble or SummerSlam or Survivor. Like, just to be able to be on it and to be one of the headlining acts, like, absolutely, you know, it's something different, and the eyes that's going to be on it, and the pressure that's going to be on it, and everyone that's going to be watching. Like, that's where I feel like I thrive. That's where I feel like I, you know, turn it up the most, and that's where I want to be, is in that spotlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ricochet, I'll tell you like this, and we'll let you go. We appreciate your time. A week ahead of your match against Logan Paul, SummerSlam in my city, in Detroit. I would ask you, over 20 years, what has been your favorite match? But you know what? You've had too many great ones. I'll just tell you this. That underground match against Rey Mysterio, one of my favorite matches of all time. One of my favorite matches of all time.
That's probably, I mean, as far as personally, for me specifically, like, that is up there for me as one of my favorites, just because it's Rey Mysterio, and we got to go out there and show the world that, you know, for one, he's still the man and I'm the man, and just me being a lifelong fan, watching Ray and Eddie, 97 Halloween Havoc, watching all these classic Ray matches and be able to like actually be in there and perform with them and put on the show that we did, like that for sure will be one of my all-time favorites. And hopefully until me and Ray have another match.
On Twitter, @King Ricochet, WWE superstar Ricochet. Hopefully you get out and enjoy the city a little bit, Ricochet. I know you guys aren't in very long, but if you're in and around
town, I'll be there. I'll be there for a couple of days beforehand. So hopefully, I've been to Detroit before. I got a lot of friends and family that are their family is from Detroit, so we've been up there a lot.
I'm taking Big E out, man. Let me know if you want to be a part of it.
What is it?
I said I'm taking Big E out during that time period. Let me know if you want to come out with us. Get you a bite
Absolutely,
to eat,
let's
man.
go. I love food.
Big E, that Iowa football never left.
He's still here, eating Coney Island.
I love it.
All right, Ricochet, best of luck to you. Thanks so much. I want to
Good
let
luck
everybody
next
know
week,
that limited tickets
you,
are
guys.
still available for a Saturday night WWE SummerSlam at Ford Field.
We'll be there.
Premium live event exclusively on Peacock at 8 p.m. Ricochet and Logan Paul. That is going to be one to behold. Also, a sight to behold is Tom Mazawey over here. He has a message from SMA.
Yes, sir, I do. And Sean Jordan, we say hi to you. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. The podcast, The S Word, help fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone know is struggling, head to SMA.com. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Everybody wants to play golf, but you may not want to go to the golf course. You may not want to sit outside in the hot sun. You may not get on the golf course. So you know what? The best thing for you to do, go downtown to the Cambria Hotel where you can go to 5-iron golf. This is the spot now. It is cracking. It's getting hot. Actually, it's about 94 outside. You know where you could go? Go inside. 13 simulators, drinks, food, lessons, leagues, and guess what? Woodward Sports Network, we have our own league starting August 25th on Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a new place to hang out. It's a new place to chill. Come by with us at 5-iron golf.
So you saw in the springtime, he got minimum work with the first team, and he's earned the right now to be in that first team huddle with Jared and that offensive line. He's proven that over the course of the springtime and the work that he's put in. So.
And that was Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, Lions offensive coordinator, talking about Sam Laporta, who we were mentioning a little bit. If you can get a rookie, what did we say going into the draft? How many starters?
Can you get in the first 2 rounds?
Well, how many starters did starting jobs did they even have available? It wasn't very many. Tight end was one of them, and Sam Laporta has come in and done everything so far through OTAs, through rookie minicamp, and now through the first week of camp where he was in the first team huddle today, Braylon Edwards. That's a position and that's a threat that this team could use, especially without Jamison Williams the first 6 weeks.
Yeah, you definitely can use Sam Laporta, and you hit the nail on the head. Those first 6 weeks of having him is going to be very, very key because you won't have Jamison Williams. your weapon that you've been waiting for 2 years. I know how Maz feels, and I agree. I've been waiting to see him unleash what he did at Alabama as well, but this is going to play well for the Detroit Lions. Sam Laporta is an excellent tight end. He was a great tight end, and he was a great college tight end. 2 years in a row, he won best tight end in the Big Ten, and he was one of those guys that can make plays after the ball when he touches. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great to see Sam Laporta in there with that first team. Look, the Lions have had T.J. Hockenson. Like, the Lions, for what you want to say about the Lions have always had a tight end that was decent. They've always had a tight end that could put points on the board, a tight end that can catch the ball to a certain extent, thinking about some in the past. But now you get rid of T.J. Hockenson, who went for $187 and a touchdown against Minnesota, people forget. Now you have a guy in Sam Laporta that's capable of the same thing. Look, I like tight end by committee when you're trying to save money, but when you're trying to win, Ryan, when you're trying to win, these teams that win, they got really good tight ends. They have really good tight ends, and this could be our really good tight end in Sam Laporta.
I like what the Lions are doing as far as when they're drafting. They're drafting teammates. You know, you got Jack Campbell.
Sam Laporta.
And you have Sam
Jamison
Laporta.
Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, and you got the two
Brian
Alabama
Branch.
guys. You got
Brian
Jamison
Branch.
Williams and Brian Branch. Jahmyr Gibbs. I just kind of like it. I like the whole kumbaya thing that they're putting together. It's a family.
Taylor Decker,
These
Jeff
Lions,
Okudah.
it's a family. It really, truly is. And they're getting these players at the top of their game. I can't watch enough Jahmyr Gibbs video. I don't know how I really
missed him.
Yeah, I missed him.
I know.
I missed him.
I feel like that too, man. I do get that.
You hear their
totally missed him.
You hear their scouts last night on that Inside the Den, and their scouts are like, I've never seen a guy like this do what he does. And if that scout's worth the salt, we got a hell of a player.
No
a bunch
doubt,
of them.
man.
Yeah, I look at it from this point of view. Look, not everybody sees everything. And what happened was he was buried at Georgia Tech for the first 2 years. Nobody's watching Georgia Tech, just the same as Calvin. I'll be one of the first ones on camera to say it. I've never said this on camera. I missed Calvin in college. Like, I didn't see Calvin until he was winning the Biletnikoff, until that November period of the ESPN Awards in November, December. What's up, my guy? I saw him then. I didn't see him at Georgia Tech. Like, you don't see quarterback, you don't see players in certain schools. Then
because they got no quarterback, too.
Exactly. He was super special teams guy and then also running back. But then you get to Alabama and you have success. Why can't people look at it from this standpoint? He's another Alabama player. How many Alabama players have we seen be successful? I thought that was John Daly. How many players have we seen be successful from Alabama? They are a school that pretty much doesn't miss on the NFL, even at the running back position. Maybe you can argue Trent Richardson. So what? For Trent Richardson, I can name you 6 guys in the NFL from Alabama. Alabama is a school that produces NFL talent. The fact that the Detroit Lions and Brad Holmes chose to go with Jahmyr Gibbs at the 12th pick from Alabama, why are we questioning that? Like, why are we questioning that?
No doubt. No doubt. And you know me. Yeah. I was on the Bijan. I was on the Bijan Robinson train at 6. I got the position right, player wrong. I'll take that though any day of the week. I told you.
And I'm quiet.
I told you.
And I shut up because you absolutely did. I said we could stick with Jamal Williams, and they didn't.
Guys, more Lions talk. Also, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, spoke about last year too.
No, don't bring him up, please.
Well, he's going to bring
Braylon.
He's going to bring himself up. And Derek Barnes talks about Jack Campbell as well. We'll go around the NFL, too, and a fill-in-the-blank Friday. So much show left, so very little time. But first, a message from Les Stanford. Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, a trusted name for over 55 years. Les Stanford has expanded their brands to Buick GMC and a new location in Ferndale on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Les Stanford offering the same great service that customers have come to know for over 55 years. 2 locations now. Dearborn on Michigan Avenue, Ferndale on Woodward just south of 9 Mile. You can find the brand you want, all GM brands under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com. Find new roads. Find them.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then, she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
We are live at Dispo in Romeo, an incredible place. There are locations all over the Metro Detroit area, and they just added one in Whitmore Lake. Fantastic place, fantastic people here in Romeo and throughout the Dispo brand. We're going to talk to the branding manager, Brian Maytak, coming up in just a little bit. But first, Braylon, I want to play this audio for you. This is on Derek Barnes, linebacker, who a lot of people are
friend
saying.
Friend of the show?
Absolutely. A lot of great things about his preparation that he has come in this year with. You know, they drafted Rodrigo last year, Malcolm Rodriguez. They drafted Jack Campbell this year. There is competition for that spot, but they still feel, even though they're competitive, they're still kind of meshing together. That chemistry is there. Here's what Derek Barnes had to say about Jack Campbell.
Couple more guys. He takes things extremely serious, maybe a little bit too much sometimes. Does that room try to loosen him up at all?
We're trying, man. It's so hard because I feel like, I actually was telling Jack the other day, I was like, I feel like you're in the opposite area of everybody else. You know, all the linebackers in the cafeteria never see Jack. All the linebackers in the treatment room never see. It's like we go to the treatment room, he's in the cafeteria. We're in the cafeteria, he's in the treatment room. It's like you never see him until you get to practice or the locker room. And when you get to the locker room, we just sit in his locker with his head down, no phone, no nothing. Like I'm like, Jack, you all right? He's like, yeah. He just looks up. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then put his head down and just stares. I'm like, oh man, come on, Jack. We gotta get him to talk. So we're waiting for this rookie song. I want to see what he's gonna sing, man. Put some light in the air though. But no, Jack is like I said, a real humble guy. It's amazing to have him here. You know, he's pushing me in each and every way. So I'm excited to have him.
That was courtesy Danny Rogers, DetroitLions.com. That was so cool.
Yeah.
You know, guy's got no cell phone. Guy just sits there, eats, doesn't say a word. That is the epitome of he is there to do a job, and he is so uber focused on football, man. What do you ever have a teammate like that just won't say a word, really?
Yeah, 100%. DeBrickashaw Ferguson was like that when I played for the New York Jets. I know you love DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Key and Peele actually got that sketch, the infamous All-Stars, the East-West All-Stars. They got that sketch from hearing DeBrickashaw Ferguson's name, and then they created that sketch. But DeBrickashaw was like that. You know, he's a Virginia Cavalier. He's a quiet guy. Look, man, he came about his business. When he clocked in, he would do his workouts. He was quiet. When he got to his locker, he put his pads on. He went to practice. He did his thing. He operated on game day. He's in the New York Jets Ring of Honor as of last year. This guy that just came to work. Some guys just come to work. Like some guys, look, they'll once they open up, he'll have a personality and he'll smile a little bit more. He'll crack some jokes, play with the guys. But he's a Chris Spielman type guy. This is what Chris Spielman was when he was in Pontiac, a.k.a. the Detroit Lions. Chris Spielman wasn't hanging out with the guys, and Chris Spielman wasn't, the butt of all the jokes and BSing around the facility and getting in trouble. Chris Spielman was on a mission to knock your damn head off. He was on a mission to lead the defense of the Detroit Lions, and some people are like that, and it works for some teams, and the Detroit Lions are going to benefit about it because Jack Campbell came for a mission. He came to prove haters like me wrong. I'm going to be the first one. He's coming to prove haters like me wrong that he belongs the number 18 pick, and he's going to help this team get to their ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl. I like guys like this. You need guys like this.
Maz, it's so funny because I envision if Jack Campbell could be best friends with anybody on the Detroit Lions, he'd choose one of three people. He'd choose Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, or Calvin Shepard. Right?
Yeah.
He would choose one of the coaches.
Chris Spielman.
Or Chris Spielman. But, he's just a football guy. He just wants to be out there watching tape and studying ball.
You know what I'm realizing, and the more and more you start to pay attention, and since Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell came in 2021, now this is 2023, their third season, so many Big Ten guys. Like, they're going after Big Ten guys. Derek Barnes, another Big Ten guy. He's Purdue. Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Aiden Hutchinson, Kirby Joseph. Like, a lot of Big Ten guys. Muhammad Ibrahim. The running back from Minnesota. A lot of Michigan guys.
A lot of Michigan, a lot of big-time program
Glasgow
guys.
Come back. Yeah, 100%. Because when you want to win, like Ryan, and this is the key thing in that too. When you want to do something you've never done, when you want to win, it's good to recruit guys that have won. It's good to recruit guys from Michigan. I'm so glad I can say that again. It's good to recruit guys from Ohio State. It's good to recruit guys from Georgia, from Alabama, soon to be USC. These guys are coming from winning program. Clemson, for the 7-year run that they had, you're bringing in winners, guys that are used to, you know what it is with winners? It's not just winners in the sense of, they know how to win because they won and blah, blah, blah. They know what it takes to win. They know the sacrifices you got to make. They know, you know what? Hey, when you're looking good early, you're not really looking good. You got to wait to the end. Guys that win, the key things with them is they understand what it takes to win. That's the key thing.
Let me play this for you from Eric Woodward. This is from Amon-Ra St. Brown talking about last year.
I feel like you're only as good as your last year. This is a new year. I mean, we're all at zero. I have 0 catches, 0 touchdowns, 0 everything. I'm the same as everyone else. So I feel like you got to restart each year. And, I have Twitter. I have Instagram. I don't tweet, but I see stuff. And, you guys like to write stuff. And I don't forget things that I see. You guys like to say certain things, whether it's negative, positive. And I like to prove people wrong. So.
People have said bad things about you, though.
Not bad, just, might not be bad, but just things that I noticed.
This is about the best thing that you want to see from an individual. As you Detroit Lions fans have been drinking all the Kool-Aid and hyping them up and up and up and up and up. The reason why it's so good is because he's telling you he doesn't care about last year. He doesn't care about the first year where he had this catch radius and exploded onto the NFL scene in the last 10 games of the year. He doesn't care about last year where he had the second lowest drop rate next to D-Hop, who has the highest the lowest drop rate, the highest lowest drop rate. Depends on how it goes. You get what I'm saying.
He don't drop the ball.
In NFL history, for him to have that type of success in 2 years, I wish I had the type of 2-year run that he's had so far. But he ain't thinking about it. He's not thinking about it. That's what you guys wanted to see, and that's what you got a chance to see. He's not hyped like you guys are. He's not saying, yeah, you saw what I did last year. I definitely should be 68. I earned 68. You know what? I should be in the top 10 wide receiver. All he said is this. 1, I see, I'm watching, I got nothing to say. I'll see it on the football field. We start 0-0. He's also talking to every other wide receiver in the NFL, Ryan. We start at 0-0. Stephon Diggs, line up. DeAndre Hopkins, line up. Garrett Wilson, line up. Cooper Kupp, welcome back. Line up. He's telling everybody he's had enough of the disrespect, and I ain't mad.
He's telling everybody he knows what time it is. Guys, coming up next, we are live at Dispo. We're going to be talking to the branding manager, Brian Maddock. We'll tell you everything you need to know. Come on out and see us. We're in Romeo. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. Oh, yes. Planet Fitness. Duh. Planet Fitness is the home of course, the judgment-free zone. And we mean everyone can work out and feel comfortable. Workout fitness goals. We're here to help you build a lasting, active lifestyle. How about it? Your fitness is essential, and fitness is a key part of physical and mental wellness. For more information or join today, visit a local Planet Fitness or check them out at planetfitness.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Right back here at Dispo in Romeo. Several locations throughout the Metro Detroit area. They're adding one. Exit 49, Dispo, Whitmore Lake. Want to let everybody know that one is open for business. Let me bring in Brian Maddock. He is the branding manager for Goldkind. Opening up a great room over here at Dispo in Romeo. Brian, thanks so much for the time. Tell us a little bit about what you have going on.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Not a problem.
Yeah, we actually just opened up our first retail locations just for our swag, accessories, and such. But swag's the best, Yeah. But our company is growing. We're a grower out of Warren. Primarily deal with flour, pre-rolls, our pre-roll packs. Our 7-packs here, best packaging on the market. Comes with matches, everything, one-stop shop right there. But, yeah, we're just, trying to become Detroit's brand, really. The whole area, we're really kind of growing, and it's good times.
Maddox, let me ask you this question. With everybody like Dispo getting into the dispensary, and this is the best dispensary in the state, 12 locations. You know that I agree with that, by the way, too. That's not just BS. But what made you get into the brand side of it with one brand, and you grow your own factory, and then you distribute to a place like Dispo, as opposed to becoming a place like Dispo?
So, to be honest with you, retail is probably in our future at some point. It was just, how Goldkind started. We started out as a grower, basically primarily doing flour, and we're growing. We want to grow at a good rate to where we grow correctly.
Okay.
The industry is a tough industry. There's so many moving parts. There's a lot of players out there, so we're just trying to do it the best way. That's why we're really focused on our packaging and our growers. Aaron over at our grow, Jimmy over at our grow, those guys are killing it. We got real consistent, great weed coming out of there. It's good times for us.
For the novice individuals out there, explain when you say flour. Like when you say, okay, we go good flour, we get into the flour. I know what it means. Explain to the novice individuals or the individuals that don't smoke at all what flour means.
So flour is your bud, your weed. Our name is Goldkind. Kind weed is Hawaiian for excellent bud, right?
There we go.
So we're the gold standard of kind bud.
Okay.
So that's how we, kind of brand ourselves and everything.
So you got the good stuff.
We got the good stuff. We got the good stuff. We got the greats.
Kind of like the best place to be.
That's exactly
Brad,
right.
you mentioned something. I wanted to pick up on it because for a guy like me, I don't smoke weed, but ever since it became legal, You go out, you have maybe a little gummy here and a gummy there. Everybody.
You're no longer turning your nose up at me.
No. You got, the housewives, the moms, the dads. Everybody's maybe eating a gummy or two.
The wine crowd.
Right. This space is flooded.
It's huge.
How do you separate yourself? Even like for a guy like me, I don't know anything about anything, but the package, what it looks like.
Yep.
Might be the most important thing. I see that thing, I like it, and I'm going to buy that.
Exactly. And that's why we don't pull any punches when it comes to our packaging. The 7-pack to me is the best packaging, bar none, on the market, especially in the pre-roll game. But our 20-packs, our boxes for our 8s, our 10-packs, open up into rolling trays. We just kind of have cool concepts, really trying to set ourselves apart because, you can take a look into the bud room. There's a bunch of stuff up there. So we're just trying to, do it a classy way, keep consistency, and really just grow the best weed in the state.
Now, I did see these, and these are some of the first things I was given. My boy Justin, Woodward Sports, the best guy in the back. Justin, you know who you are. I got these, and these were dope. I saw the pack of cards. You had the match. You had the whole 9 yards. This was great. I like the creativity side of things. I like when a brand is willing, man, let's be creative. Like, what sells, what's cool, what's novelty that we can come back years.
For sure.
What's next for Gold Kind? What's the next item that's going to be different from all the other brands?
Well, I mean, we're always, working on
Don't tell everybody, but are you guys working on something?
We do actually have 2 other brands. So our factory brand and our High R brand, which our High Rs are infused pre-rolls. So they're going to be your 40+ percenters, for the smoker that's been smoking out there for a while now.
Smoky.
Exactly. Yeah. But in all honesty, I'm a Gold Kind guy. That's the brand that I represent hard. Our 7-pack, we're going to infuse our entire line. So we're going to come out with gold packaging that's going to be an infused line. And we're just, we really want to make sure our Gold Kind brand is a standard for Michigan cannabis.
Strand you're smoking right now.
Oh, I always love our Mac.
There you go.
I love our Mac.
Gotta have the Mac. Hey, Brian, thanks so much for the time, man.
You guys mind if I give my boys a quick shout out?
Absolutely, please. My time is your time, Brian.
Fedorenchek just took over the varsity hoops job at Oxford High School.
Shout out to Joseph Fedorenchek.
And my buddy Kyle Rowley, varsity football coach over at Armada.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Season starts in a couple of weeks. Let's go. Be ready.
Let's go. Appreciate you guys
so
having
much,
me.
man.
Thank you
Best
so much.
of luck
Appreciate
to
it,
you.
Maddie, man. I
Great
appreciate
stuff.
it.
Thanks
Me
a
and
lot.
we'll talk after this.
Yeah.
Is this gold mine? No, I'm just.
It's a bouillon cube. That's you, man.
It's pretty light,
Thanks
isn't
so
it?
much,
That's
guys.
you.
We'll take a break. Come right back. But first, a message. Let me see where I'm giving you a message from. What is it? Oh, from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not 1, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, 1 for you, your wife, your girlfriend, your best friend, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever you want to give it to. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not 1, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, 1 for you, 1 for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit Detroit sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports, driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. We are the network for Detroit. By Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
We are live at Dispo, talking a little NFL football. We've lost Braylon. Braylon has been so excited about Dispo. We have no idea where Braylon has left the building. Actually, no, Braylon has entered the building. Check it out, the offerings here at Dispo. In the meantime, Tom Mazawey, let's go around the NFL.
All right, let's start it off with a couple of scary injuries from yesterday. I'm going to go up to Jalen Ramsey first. Jalen Ramsey was carted off practice yesterday with the Dolphins. He is undergoing surgery today. Matter of fact, as we speak, he has a complete torn meniscus in his knee. He is going to be out until at least December. So bad news for Jalen Ramsey and the Miami Dolphins. They're probably their prized possession that they got this offseason. They made a trade to bring him in from the Rams, and here they are. And he is out until December with the meniscus, Braylon.
Yeah, you
talking
definitely
about Jalen Ramsey.
You definitely don't want to see Jalen Ramsey out this early, especially after what you did to get Jalen Ramsey, after what you know he's going to be, especially when you're going against Garrett Wilson twice. You want to have a Jalen Ramsey. But the good thing about it is that team is still intact. That team is still in play, and they will be good. Now, getting back to the injury, I did the same exact thing when I was with the San Francisco 49ers. Tore my meniscus after week 2 and the beginning of the game, and they told me 6 to 8 weeks. Have a surgery, trim it, or have a surgery and repair it. When you repair it, it's a longer surgery. I made the mistake, Maz, of trimming it. I shaved it down. I went to the doctor that they told me to go to. Didn't go. We know Jalen Ramsey is going to go to Dr. Andrews in Alabama. That's a no-brainer.
He's like 90 years old.
Doesn't matter because he's taught he's taught the techniques to the guys that come up underneath him. So it's just like he's doing it, plus he's still at the Institute. He chose to go with the full repair, which tells me, one, he's smart, he got the best decision, and he'll be back at the end of the year. The Dolphins,
Mid-December, yeah.
The Dolphins are a good team. The Dolphins are a really good team. They're going to be around, so he'll be good at the end. It just sucks because once you come off an injury, it doesn't matter if you're healthy or not. It's about not being there. It's about – you see what happened with conditioning. Guys get hurt when they come back. So you hope this doesn't affect them, but
it wasn't his ACL at least.
And that's the good thing. Maz, I'm so happy you're looking with the glass half full. It wasn't his ACL. It was a meniscus. I did the same thing. I did the shave. I wish I would have did the repair. With the technology nowadays, these doctors, these nurses, the ingenuity, the skill that they have, they're getting better and better and better. Guys aren't just coming back faster. Guys are coming back faster, but they're coming back 100% faster. So it sucks for the Miami Dolphins. I know you guys are feeling it right now, but you'll be okay. You built this team. It's going to be a damn good team, and I still see them challenging for first place in the AFC East.
Hey, I think the scariest thing for all football fans yesterday, as soon as we got off the air at 4 o'clock, I go in the back and I see a video of a Cincinnati Bengals practice. We're going to take you to that video now. You're going to see Joe Burrow, non-contact injury, and it did not look good. Check it out.
Oh.
Ryan, you were telling me, as soon as this injury happened,
so
Dr. Chow.
Yes. Have you seen that Dr. Chow on Twitter?
We've talked about him before.
So the minute this hit Twitter, Dr. Chow comes out, because we all think he tore his Achilles, tore his ACL.
It's over.
Dr. Chow comes out and says, the video's far away, but from what I can see, this is a calf injury. It's not a big deal. He'll be out for a little while, but he's not going to miss the season. It's nothing major.
Isn't that amazing?
And then like an hour later, it's revealed that it's a calf injury. He'll be out maybe a couple of weeks, but he'll be good to go probably start of the season.
The thing about it is like
how? How do you know that?
He saw his foot pointing up.
The reason why he knows is you guys are just now getting privy to the full access that the NFL is allowing ESPN, that the NFL is allowing NFL Network or Fox or whoever the broadcast network is. They're allowing so much access now. So you're seeing it now. So you're like, you see him getting injured. You're like, oh, no. We've been watching this since we've been playing football. Like
well,
this,
the non-contact scares the life out of
no,
you.
it does, and this isn't me being disrespectful. I'm just laughing because, like, we see it all the time. But as a player, I'm privy to it, so I see it. But, yeah, they know, man. He went down right away, and you saw him. He limped. He was protecting it. It's hot as the dickens right now. I don't know what made me say the dickens. I'm 70 years old. But it's so hot. I told you I almost had heat stroke.
You've been hanging around with me too much.
This is true. You and Maz, man, you guys are you oldered me up a little bit. But I almost caught a heat stroke 3 weeks ago in Philly. It has been a hot summer. It's been hot as hell in places like Cincinnati that aren't used to this humidity. When you go in there, right, it's heat. It's a lot of that mixed into it as well. He'll be fine.
Hey, some more NFL news. You guys know what's going to happen a week ago? A week from tonight. A week from, I think, last night will be the first NFL preseason
Hall of Fame game?
The Hall of Fame game. How about it? Between the Browns and the Packers.
Hey, Pumpkin Queen.
Oh, the Jets. That's why I see Aaron Rodgers. I think Packers right away.
There you go.
Jets and Browns next week from Canton, Ohio, the Hall of Fame game. Let's go.
I'm surprised you didn't say it. I get a chance to beat Maz to the punch of that. That is the exact same two teams that created
that's you,
Monday
baby.
Night Football, baby.
Plus, and that's you.
And it is me. I played for the New York Jets. I was drafted
teams.
by the Cleveland Browns. You know what? It's crazy. I actually went to a game a couple years ago. I think 3 years ago. It was the Jets and it was the Browns. I had a chance to go. I may not like the Browns, man, but you're excited when a team brings you into the league, man. The team gives you a chance. I may not like the Browns, but that team took a chance on me, and I love them. My bad. Now, moving ahead, Jets, Browns, you get Aaron Rodgers, you get Deshaun Watson. He is the one player that no one's talking about, but both you guys, Ryan and Maz, you've talked about the Cleveland Browns. No one's talking about Deshaun Watson. That could be a good thing for the Browns.
Hey, you mentioned I'm sorry. I was going to mention something about Aaron Rodgers. Go
ahead.
So, did you see the latest story about Aaron Rodgers?
No.
He was trying, he gave back $35 million. By doing that, he was trying to negotiate a piece of the franchise.
The franchise.
He was trying to get a little piece of the franchise.
I bet you he does.
He did not.
No, he did not.
He
got
did
denied.
not get it. He got denied.
You don't think he will?
It got Maz. It got ruled on today.
Yeah.
So he was trying to negotiate it way back, and it got ruled on today. And so it cannot happen. And basically, I believe it's going to be a situation where as long as you're a player, you can't get into the situation to the team.
And Brady's deal is in jeopardy with the Raiders.
Yes, with the Raiders.
Yeah, it is. Because he started, you know why? It's because when he started negotiating it, he was a player.
And listen, this league, the NFL.
They'll always find a way, won't they?
Well, because these other owners do not want, in any way, shape, or form, their club to get infringed on. The owner of the Chicago Bears doesn't want Justin Fields to come, doesn't want – it's pouring out there. Go get your car, dude. Oh, yeah, his window's down.
Why?
Listen, when these quarterbacks are all up, Maz, or whoever, you don't want that quarterback coming to you saying, you've got to give me a piece of the franchise and then I'll sign with you.
Yep.
You've got to set it in stone that you just can't give. You just cannot give a piece of the franchise to a player. Just can't do it.
That's breaking the seal. Once you break that seal.
That's right.
It's
Well, if
all
Mahomes
over.
gets it, then Allen's going to get it, then Burrow's going to get it, then Jackson's going to get it.
You know who's going to be the first guy to get it? It's going to be Patrick Mahomes. He already has a piece of the Royals.
Yeah.
He's going to get a piece of the Chiefs eventually.
Do we know whose car this is right here in front of us, the white car?
I do not.
That window's down. Just saying.
He's going to get a wash.
He's getting hit.
He's going to get a wash.
Yeah. Just saying. Go ahead, Maz.
Who went down, Parker? Deontay Johnson.
Pittsburgh?
Just got hurt. Pittsburgh Steelers, great wide receiver. They say they are carting him off the field as well. So Parker and JB with that news.
Just
I'll
quickly,
tell you what, this has been one of the wickedest first weeks of the NFL that I can remember.
And why is that? Is it because? And look, I'm no doctor. It's hard to even speculate.
I know why.
Go ahead.
excuse me, I had to run and get the car, everything situated. It's because and as I explained this, I would be happy if this was the way when I played, but it wasn't. But by that token, they don't practice as much.
Yes.
We talked about this, Maz. O.J. Anderson, Super Bowl MVP, told me 3 weeks ago, he said, man, we practice, because I did the same thing, 2-a-days all through training camp, 3-a-days sometimes. Like they hit during the season. It was so much in terms of the body of work that they put on the player. The player was immune. Not immune, but back in the day, unless it was a major injury, you didn't have nagging injuries back in the day. You had major injuries. Other than that, guys played. Now, when you're not hitting from January all the way into July, guys aren't hitting, guys aren't getting that motion, guys aren't getting that physical pounding, guys are getting injured because guys are stronger, faster, quicker, more explosive than ever. But they're not working on that every day. They're not hitting with that every day. So when you put it out there, okay, cool, now you're full speed, you're going to get hurt.
That's just a fact.
That's what scares me about Jamison Williams. It always did scare me about Jamison Williams. I'm afraid to just say, go ahead. Go ahead and do what you do. I'm just.
More and more, Maz, I'm coming to your side. Like more and more. Like I realized when I tore my ACL in 2005, that's 19 calendar years ago. Tore my ACL, but I was worked on it. Even when I came back, they put me through hell when I got back. Nowadays, they don't work necessarily. Not that they don't work as hard, because I'm not disrespecting the guys that are working, the players that are playing. It's that they don't let them work as hard. It's that they don't let them practice as much. It's they don't let them hit as much. And so when you do put them in that situation, a lot of times, man, it's new.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Bray, we're going to take a break. One more break in the show. We are going to get you a message from Dispo, Braylon Edwards.
I don't need to look down. You know what time it is. Over 12 locations. Over 12 locations. I got the bag. You know what time it is. But we're at the one in Romeo. 21 and up, you got to be. It's recreational only, but it's the best rec. They got the best brands, including here at the Romeo location. They have suites for all those brands. You just saw Matic from Goldkind. His suites right there, Hyman. Their suites right there, Sauce. Suites right there, not to mention they got the biggest mall in store in terms of the product and cannabis that you get. Simply put, they're the best. Forget the rest. Dispo.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hey, guys, how would you like to play golf like a celebrity? You want to be
Braylon
like
knows how to play golf.
Braylon Edwards,
Absolutely.
even Jim Harbaugh.
Braylon is a celebrity.
Just us guys, us average Joes. You got a chance to do that. Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports Network. You'll be able to do it. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice. Get to a Wise dealership as soon as you can, and make sure you pay attention to us right here at Woodward Sports for more of the details on how you can be and play golf like a celebrity.
Oh, back here live
You
at
can't play golf in
Dispo
this.
on a Friday. If you're watching live, hopefully you are staying high and dry.
High and dry, baby. High and dry. That's how she
My
left
gosh, I can't believe it. Just having too much fun here. Hey, Mass, do you know what today is, my friend?
Ooh, is it a segment
Fill in the
day?
blank Friday. Fill in the blank Friday.
Ooh.
Here you go, Tom. Go for it, buddy.
Here we go, guys. Blank
we're gonna laugh at
will
you.
be the Detroit Lions' backup quarterback this year.
David Blau. No, just kidding. Just kidding. It's a joke. It's going to be Nate Sudfeld. It's going to be Nate Sudfeld. I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be waiting around
until some starting quarterback potentially has to miss some significant time. That's where he's going to go. I don't think he's going to start the season with anybody, Teddy Bridgewater.
I agree, Ryan. Nate Sudfeld will start the season as the backup quarterback. If you look at, since they brought Nate Sudfeld in to start last season, they haven't mentioned a backup quarterback since then. They're still stringing along Teddy Bridgewater. They like Nate Sudfeld. And it could be a situation like the 49ers where as much as you want to make it about Brock Purdy being Mr. Relevant, 49ers love Brock Purdy. So I think Nate Sudfeld they like.
That takes me to part 2 of my question. Teddy Bridgewater will play quarterback for blank this year.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Ah, you son of a – you son of a
The Cincinnati Bengals. You can bet your bottom dollar that the general manager and the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals are on the field
They
right
have a
now
good backup.
with Teddy – who?
I forgot his name.
With Teddy Bridgewater. Oh, look at
look at this guy. What's up, my guy? How you doing, brother? How you feeling, man? Woodward Sports, this is the man right here, Chad Johnson, man.
Chad, how you doing, big
How you like Dispo?
I'm blessed. I wanted to come say hi, and then
Appreciate
I'm on my
you.
way back home to South Florida.
What a week it was.
Son
what
of
a
a
week
bitch.
it was. Now, where you been hiding here today at Dispo? Where you been hiding today?
Yeah, I just been getting the tour, seeing this whole place. It's pretty amazing. I don't know if you got the whole tour. I got the back end, the front end, the sides. I mean,
got the CEO tour.
upstairs. I mean, it's the most amazing place.
I never saw a place like this in my life.
It's the
It
month.
is elite.
How you been,
It
brother?
is elite.
How you been,
I've
Chad?
been good.
Talk to the people, man.
What's going on? What are you guys talking about?
Season starting,
We're
man.
talking about Teddy Bridgewater
You know,
right
it's so
now. Where's
funny
he?
today. I went to camp today, right?
How'd you like it?
I went to camp, first day with pads, and everyone was, hitting and, trying to make the roster. I will tell you a little insight I saw today, and Panay Sewell is probably my favorite player.
Hey.
But the first play, one-on-one, Hutch made him not look so good. Hutch made him not look so good. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. I hope Sewell don't hear this or come at me. But the truth is, Hutch is looking good out there. I ain't lying. He put on a little weight, looks fast, looks aggressive.
Chad always bringing the knowledge, man.
Big things. So it was fun to be out there. Got to see Sheila. I heard you talk about her earlier.
Yeah.
She was out there with her husband.
Rod
out there. I mean, talking to a bunch of the guys out there today. Talking to my boy Marvin Jones, who's a close friend of mine.
He's back.
Talking to J-Mo today. They're on the sidelines a little bit, but just tweaks, nothing really bad. And CJ back out there, he's not limping as bad, and so we got lucky with him.
That's the bullet with that one. How do you like that Sheila Ham is around and she's accessible now? Like one of the biggest things about the Lions, they never had an owner that was around and accessible, and you heard from. How do you like her being there?
Yeah, it's awesome to see her there, right? Obviously, you saw Mr. Ford, back in the day, stay up in his office up top.
Wave down.
And then when Martha took over the team, she would kind of stay to herself. So it is good to see Sheila just walking around today. If I'm being honest, she looked cute. She had nice little white jeans on.
Okay, I see
looked
Sheila.
Looked swaggy.
I'm going to start calling you Sheila. It's good to see the owner around.
Oh, Sheila.
You got to give her her love.
This is true.
She looked positive. She's smiling. She's laughing. She's excited.
Not to be excited about.
Who wouldn't be, right? Jared looked good with the first team reps. And
Sam Laporta, first team reps now. He's the guy.
I would tell you this, and I'm not making this up. I would say the 2 practices I went to this week, he looked like the 3rd, if not 4th best player on the whole field.
Wow. That's saying something.
Pretty amazing.
The
to
mad
be honest.
scientist, Brad
wingspan,
Holmes.
And then Campbell, our rookie linebacker that everybody thinks that we drafted a little too early. He's 6'5", 250.
That was me.
I'm saying he is definitely going to be your quarterback, your defense, wear the green dot, and start in the middle linebacker position.
Incredible stuff, man. It's going to be a great season, and we've got a
is.
lot of
Hell
great
yeah.
things
We'll be
happening
there.
here at
Season
Woodward
ticket
Sports.
holder.
I am a season ticket holder now. We've got a lot of great things happening at Woodward Sports, too. I know we're very excited about Chad.
Thanks for letting me come by and say hi, guys.
Anytime. You let us know when.
Appreciate you.
It's your world. We're just living in it.
I love you guys. You guys make me look good.
My man.
Love you, buddy. Hey,
That's so,
we're
brother.
going to say goodbye
Yes, I
to
love you,
everybody.
sir.
Want to say thank you to our main man, Sean Dabish, Dispo,
Yes, sir.
and his
You know it
entire
is,
team
Sean.
over here. He knows what time it is. Dispo just
Yeah.
opened a location in Whitmore Lake as well. They deliver. They've got great people here. Braylon, say to the people that we got to go.
Yo, to the people, we got to go. But just like Ryan and Ermanni said, yo, Dispo is the place.
Maz wants to say goodbye.
He wants to say goodbye. What if we just hung up on Maz right now? We would never do that to you, Maz. Maz, what would you like to say, brother?
Say something, Maz.
Maz, you get us out of here today.
What do you want me to say?
Maz, say a few words.
I love everybody. Thanks for paying attention to us. It's been
best
awesome
dispensary
here.
in the state,
We
best
love
people in the
Dispo,
state.
And I'm going to get myself some gummies for the ride home.
Oh,
Hey.
man. Way to go,
There
man.
we
Way
go.
to go, Dispo. We love you, Dispo.
Appreciate
Thanks
you.
for
We'll
watching.
see. Hey, until next time, we are Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz, the big guy. See you later.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.